Mark here for another Wisdom and Knowledge 5 podcast episode. And this week, I want to touch more upon Hurricane Helene, the aftermath. And if you haven't checked out my latest podcast episode with Matt Landman, documentary filmmaker Matt Landman, who did the documentary Frankenskies, he gives a whole breakdown of what he thinks transpired over there and what has happened. And Ron Blake, whose family is in Asheville. He used to live in Asheville too, and he's in a different city in North Carolina. He joined us too for a really great discussion on Hurricane Helene. So be sure to check out that episode also. But let's get into things because we know, that this is one of the most devastating things that has happened in my state, and it is so tragic. The lives lost, the houses destroyed, among many, many other things. And it is common knowledge, contrary to the mainstream narrative, it is common knowledge that, FEMA dropped the ball and people outside of the people taking care of each other, which is great to see. It's really great to see the people, with donations, just doing a grassroots effort taking care of each other. And I'm someone who's, not into politics. I'm not into government. So I'm not surprised that, FEMA dropped the ball on this. But let's get into it and discuss some things. I want to start off by sharing a video of a guy who is over there giving his account of, him applying for FEMA and just what is happening in his area. And this is from a few days ago. So let's get into it and check out this video.
That trailer right there by the church, it threw we're not sure what it threw, but it crashed the carport and then it knocked down the house.
What's your name?
My name's Manny. The only positive thing I gotta say, man, hey, that these mountain people, and they taught me a lot. Cause where I come from, people don't help us out like this, man. I mean, you're from the West Coast. People don't help us out like this. I mean, people stopped by, dropped off food, water. Everybody was telling us that the National Guard was here and that FEMA was here. Hey, man, they weren't here. They were in the rich areas. They weren't here. We were the last people they got to, but they weren't here. Man, shit got to change, man. Shit got to change because this fucking sucks. It sucks, man. A lot of people died. A lot of people lost their homes. It's the people higher up. Why send them to the rich people? Yeah, the rich people, just because they're rich, they need help too. But don't forget about us. I mean, the river's right there. We got affected pretty bad. I mean, why are we the last ones to get taken care of? Are you going to try to stop people from clearing the roads and making areas accessible so we can find more people that need help? FEMA trying to shut them down from helping us, clearing the roads. Like, who else are you going to send out here? I mean, who are you going to send? Fuck FEMA. Their filing process. I mean, I filed mine online, and they're telling me that my Social Security ain't my Social Security. Like, wait, motherfuckers. I'm a U.S. citizen. I was born and raised here. This is my Social Security, the one I was given when I was born. You're telling me it's wrong? That's just fuck you. I mean, that's stupid. For a while, I didn't want to apply. I would get pissed off at my mom. She goes, I'll go to FEMA for help. I was like, why? FEMA hasn't even been here. My pride wouldn't let me get it. And I said, man, I'll stick to the locals. And when I did reach out to FEMA, I can't even say they denied me. They told me my information ain't correct. I was like, really? My information ain't correct? My driver's license, my Social Security, my identity ain't correct. So when I pay taxes, my information's correct. The process is a joke, man. Some people get help. Most of them don't. I think they just approve enough to get people to shut up. I mean, pretty much if there's 100 people, hey, man, let's approve 20. How they can shut up? I mean, that's pretty much what it looks like. Everybody needs to get prepared for the winter. I mean, winter's amongst us. It's already here. Like, we went to the Newland Fire Department earlier because we see that they got a shipment of heaters on Facebook. So we went out there, and the fire department guys are awesome, man. But the dude up front checking the forms had asked her if she had power. She said, yeah, man, I got power. She goes, then why do you want a propane heater? This is for people that don't, less fortunate people. Motherfucker, you gonna tell her that she don't need a heater? I mean, you gonna really tell her she don't need a heater? I even told the dude, I said, why don't you get in my car so I can take it to my house, and then you decide whether I need a fucking heater or not. Dude, we got power. Our fucking heater's fucked up. I mean, our shit was flooded. You think our shit's still gonna work? I told him it don't work. Some of these people get in their head up their asses, man. They're going on power trips. Who the fuck are you to decide who needs a heater and who don't? Just because they got power, they don't need a heater? I mean, don't you know during a storm, shit gets fucked up? Heaters, things gets flooded. Cars. So just because you got power, she don't need anything? I said, you know what, man, forget it. I said, you know, it's hard enough to come ask for help. I says, but then we get here and you humiliate us like this. So we talked to one of the firemen and he says, I don't know what his trip is, man. I got you. And he brought us a heater. He brought one and says, hey, man, here. He goes, I'm sorry you guys went to that. And he took off. And it's funny because he was doing everything like low key so he wouldn't get caught. Because he didn't want these people to say something like, who the fuck's he? I'll slap the shit out of that old man. I mean, serious shit. I mean, I just bit my tongue because she's like, man, stop. Because I started losing my temper. And I was telling him, man, I'll slap the shit out of him. He ain't nobody to tell us. Why don't they tell the people donating this stuff all this information and see what the people donating tell them? You don't have the authority to dictate who deserves a heater and who don't. If someone comes, man, you're going to help them. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to sit there and question them.
Yes.
That's because the minute you start questioning people, they're going to start feeling humiliated because these mountain folks, man, they're proud people. I mean, it's hard to ask for help. And you're going to tell them they don't need something or you're going to turn them down? It's like, why? It's not your place to fucking sit there and decide whether they need one or not. They're being donated.
Right.
I mean, hand the motherfuckers out. What are you going to do? Let them sit there and rot? Take them home? I mean, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? Give them the benefit of the doubt. That's between them and God if they start deciding to act scandalous. It wouldn't be my job to assume that they're doing something stupid, that they're being greedy. That's not my job.
Yeah.
My job is hand the shit out. They come, hand them out. Get them out. Get them out the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? As quickly as possible because if you check the forecast Tuesday, it's supposed to get real cold. I mean, that's what should be done. Hand the stuff out, man.
So there you have it. You see, how these people are being treated, and much love to that, fireman who went back and got him uh, a heater, because yes, and I can attest that even over here, it's cold at night, and that's not right. That's not the America that I grew up in, and it's funny. We can give billions of dollars to Israel, billions of dollars, to fund destruction and war, but we can't take care of our own people. Insane. And much love to anyone, any organization, or any individual out there that was making a difference in that area. This is what it takes, a grassroots effort, to take care of your people. And now more than ever with the way that this world and especially in the US is so divided, that we need humanity coming together like never before. And that is the one positive thing in this tragedy. I know someone personally who lost his sister, brother-in-law, and their grandchild uh, in Hurricane Helene, because they were on the top of the roof. The roof, collapsed, and it was a tragic story. And he found out because it was national news, world news, pretty much. I mean, even Daily Mail reported on it, and that's how he sadly found out. It's so tragic what has happened, and we are living in a society, especially in America, where the people are being forgotten about left and right. But here's the good thing, is that humanity is looking after each other. Humanity is, standing up for one another, speaking out. And then you have this, media, which is controlled by the Zionists. Of course, is controlled by the Zionists, whether it be Fox, CNN, NBC, CBS, you name it, all controlled by the Zionists. So you have to push one narrative, and one narrative only. So they worship these government organizations that are not taking care of the people. They stand against the people. Their sole purpose is to indoctrinate people. Yes, watch your news so you can get our take on it, and we can filter and say and brainwash you into believing what we want to spin. And it doesn't matter. This isn't about politics. This is about humanity, because all sides are doing this nonsense. And we, as humanity, is sick of it. We are sick of this big time. So things have to change. They're starting to change. And we will see, in the future, you know, a drastic change. And I think we'll see more out of this, out of this tragedy. We will see more and more people, taking a stand, helping each other out, you name it. So there is that going for us. Now, I want to, share just some articles as just proof, because it's out in the public as proof, as to what I'm talking about. Our government is completely infiltrated, basically taken over by Israel, both sides, and even agencies. Here is something from 2020. Okay, let's check out this post from 2020, and this is from APAC, from their LinkedIn page. Okay, let's see this. So for those of you who want to play the left versus right and all that, this is about humanity. If you want to do that, do your own thing. I'm all about freedom. I'm all about freedom of choice, but you need to see this. So let's pull up this one. This is from 2020 on APAC's LinkedIn page. When disaster strikes around the world, America and Israel are there to help. Shows Trump, in a boardroom with FEMA, and right there, you can't get more clear as day that they are in with Israel. Well, yes, actually, yes, you can. And let's check this out, right here from the Jewish News Syndicate. Israeli Defense Minister hails powerful ties with U.S. during meeting with FEMA Director, FEMA Chief Deanne Criswell. Wow, isn't this lovely? Our FEMA director, heavily ties to one of the most known freaking terrorist countries around, who has no problem killing babies over in Palestine and other parts of the Middle East, destroying innocent civilians' lives, in a land that wasn't even, Palestine was there first. If you look at the chronological map, Palestine was clearly there first, 1450 BC. It's insane to see. And then you look even, it's ridiculous. And then you look at this, okay? FEMA announces $9 billion shortfall for hurricane relief as Israel secures another $8.7 billion in military aid. So for what? So they can continue this genocide, so they can continue to kill innocent civilians, so that they can. So where is, and it's like, where I'm glad that there's a lot of people taking a stand, but where's the massive outcry? Why is it? Because so many people are watching their mainstream news that is owned by the Zionists, that they're pushing this narrative. Israel's our God, Israel's our God, Israel's God. Please, please, please. Israel's our God every night. Israel has the right to defend itself. Kamala, Israel has it. Hello, APEC. Stupidity. These people do not care about the American people. They have forgotten about the American people. They are inhumane pricks, and it's just that's the way it is right here on FEMA's website. FEMA administrator meets with Israeli mayoral delegation to discuss emergency management. Hey, that's not US, that's Israel. It's insane to see how much they worship is not real. Anyways, it is so, like I said before, it is so encouraging to see people take a stand for one another, especially in the US. And as much, if you want to be political, do your own thing. I understand we need everyone to help each other out with humanity, but to push narratives, to push, Trump supporters this, that, and the other, or Kamala supporters this, that, and the other, it's complete nonsense. And to throw people in with camp, hey, we're humanity. We're not in any camp. We're not in the left, right, blue, red. We are humanitarians, and we all, especially in a disaster, people should be helping each other out. And it's sad that our government just stands down, doesn't provide it. And I get they can't do this. They can only do so much, but it's just insane. Like even yesterday, finally, the transportation head, Pete Buttigieg, or whatever it is, however you pronounce his name, finally went down to North Carolina to see how destroyed the roads were. These people, they don't care about the people. And it's been that way for the longest time. Nothing new under the sun. But, more and more people are waking up. More and more people are understanding what's going on in the world. And myself, I'm called to speak out, I'm called to take a stand. And that's why I'm, interviewing people who, understand what's going on in the world, who are humanitarians, who, don't have any affiliation with this, that, and the other, with political nonsense, you name it. And we are taking a stand for human rights, for humanity, for what's right. And that's what it takes. And I encourage everyone to continue, taking a stand, speaking out, sharing things with others, being there for one another, because that's what it takes. And we have the power to make a difference in this world, to be the difference maker that this world needs, especially here in the United States. And much love to my state of North Carolina, because people have, look out for one another, even on the other side of the state, even where I am, our hearts go out to all the victims and everyone affected on the other side of the state. And all I can say is, may we continue to, set aside differences, be there for one another, and be a light in this world. That's what we were called to do. That's what we're called to put on this earth. Well, humanitarians living on earth, we should look after one another. We should care for one another. We should care about peace. We should care about, where our spending's going. I get that we can't control that they're spending billions of dollars, and that, they're heavily, just about every candidate's heavily involved with APAC, but we can speak out and we can say, hey, no, 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 no. And that's what it takes as a grassroots effort, even with someone, okay, I'm someone who's big into eating healthy, and they just had a huge march at Kellogg's, because Kellogg's puts, synthetic dyes, puts other ingredients that they don't put in their other cereals in Canada, in Mexico, in Europe, in other countries. But they're poisoning the heck out of their cereals here. And I'm not saying that Kellogg's is in those countries are, perfect to eat or anything, but it's a lot better ingredients. So, they had a massive march over to Kellogg's Corporation in Battle Creek, Michigan, and that's what it takes. Because even if they're going to laugh at you, these corporate heads, or they're going to this, that, and the other, well, we have a voice, we have the numbers, and we can decide, hey, we're not going to purchase their product and hit them hard, and that's where you hit them, you know. So much love to everyone tuning in today, taking a stand for what is right in this world. And like I said before, if you haven't checked out my latest episode with Matt Landman and Ron Blake, much love to them for coming on. By the way, it is called Hurricane Helene, Cause and Effect, The Aftermath. It was such a great episode. And I was so privileged to have Matt and Ron join me to have a really, great conversation on, the devastation of Hurricane Helene. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. I got some great guests coming up and some great episodes. And keep on standing for humanity because that's what it takes. Peace out to everyone tuning in. Much love.